Welcome back to the OKC Foodcast. Yeah, that's right. We're back. And across from me is Christina.
Hello.
And she's back as well.
Yeah.
And we also have our special guest, Fee.
Hi, happy to be here.
And she's back too. She was never gone.
Back from a short trip. We here?
Yeah. And, you know, OKC Restaurant Week is coming up next week.
That's right. This
And
week.
This week. Yes, that's right. Because this episode will actually be released tomorrow, which is a Monday. And
Right.
it'll be this week. Mm-hmm. And we thought, you know, what better episode to come back to than Restaurant Week? I mean, that's all we're about, right? Food.
Exactly.
Love
And-
talking about food.
Yeah, and Restaurant Week supports a fantastic organization, the Regional Food Bank, which we'll get all into here in a second. But as per tradition, what's the favorite thing you ate this week?
Yes.
Let's start with you, Christina.
Sure. Yeah, we can't go without talking about the best thing we ate this week. But again, as usual, I'm going to break the rules because this isn't something that I had this week.
Always the rule breaker.
I am. I just didn't have anything interesting to eat this week. But recently, though, a few weeks ago, I did go to this restaurant that I haven't been to before called Sedalias. And I have not met the owners yet in person, but I just remember scrolling through Instagram and seeing a lot of folks talk about this restaurant. And I noticed that one of the owners is Bolivian. And so I thought, yes, I couldn't believe it. And so went out there with two of my friends, and I know that every so often they change their concept, but it is an oyster and seafood restaurant with a Bolivian twist. And so what I had was their anticuchos. And if you guys, I can't remember if I've talked about this before, but it is a traditional Bolivian dish. It's like a street food that you get when you're out there. You only get it at nighttime when you're out. You can't really find it during the day, but it's essentially skewers of heart meat. And this heart meat is marinated for a long time in a lot of juicy stuff that I'm not sure what it is. And then it's set on the grill, nicely charred, and then you have that with some spicy nutty sauce, typically with potatoes, like just boiled potatoes. And it's really simple, but so good. And so I'm just going to give a shout out to Sedalias, and that's going to be my eat of the week.
I have not eaten there yet. It is on my calendar to eat lunch and dinner there this week, finally.
Yes.
And everyone's been talking about Sedalias. I am so excited. And maybe that will be on the menu. And if it is, I will certainly order it.
Definitely order it. And I know that sometimes the concept sounds a little bit intimidating because it's like cow heart meat, but you know, just try a little bit. It's like a very small plate, and so if you don't like it, it'll be fine. It's just a little bit, not a lot of food goes to waste. But I love it. It's a delicious flavor. So yeah, I'm excited for you to go.
Did you have their focaccia bread? Everyone also says
I
load up on
did.
the
Oh,
focaccia
really?
bread. It's incredible.
Oh my gosh, yes, I did.
And it's Oklahoma. Everybody loves bread.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that was the first thing we ate during our cruise was bread service. And we're like, ooh, sweet. Different butters, different styles of bread. Our meal isn't even here, but I'm already kind of full.
Yes.
But okay, since I said the cruise thing, I'll talk about my favorite thing that I ate this week. I was on a cruise last week, and so it was all cruise food, which is surprisingly good. Only my second cruise, and both cruises, the food was fantastic. This one, I think the favorite thing I ate was surf and turf. They had a lobster night where you dressed up. It was not one of the newer age cruises where there's no dress code. So this was a fancy dress up night, and they served lobster, and I got steak on the side because obviously you can get whatever you want, as much as you want. And it was delicious. And the bread was really good too. The best butter they had was a Parmesan butter and a sun-dried tomato butter.
Oh, yum.
Oh my gosh.
I love any kind of compound butter
Yeah.
or fancy artisan butter.
Yes.
Like the balsamic butter from Patrono.
Ooh, I have not
Ooh,
tried
I've
that.
not had that.
Yes, you can just eat it by like the gobs.
Yeah, when somebody gives me like just an array of different butters, I'm in heaven. Like there's so much that you can do with butter. Mm-hmm. So many different flavors and accents you can make with it.
Well, remember the trend that was viral this year was butter boards.
Yeah.
I never made one, but I would eat one any day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Christina, next time you do a butterboard, let us know.
Okay, I guess I'll have to look into this trend, which totally went over my head, I guess, but I'll have to look into it.
It was all over Instagram and TikTok.
I was like, because I'm not making one. I'm going to just make Christina make one.
Perfect.
I'll get my husband, like RJ, who's like really the cook, the real cook in this relationship, and we'll see what we can do next time.
Excellent. Fee, how about you?
So for me, this past Monday, I went to the Mod Air and Lunar Lounge pop-up, and that was definitely the best thing I ate. But my bad, it was total amateur hour. I thought I could roll up 5 minutes before it started. It started at 6, and we were trying to get parking in the plaza, and there is a line wrapped around the building. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm such a fool. But I was committed. I met my boyfriend and one of my best friends, and I said, I know this doesn't look good, guys, but I have my heart set on this, so we are staying. Yes. And 2 hours later, because we were not one of the early birds, we got to sit down and eat it, and it was incredible. So Mod Air is a Lao restaurant in the Plaza District, and in 2022, every single month they had a different kind of collaborative pop-up. This was their first one of the year. It was their first one since all the accolades and recognition they received in Bon Appetit and the New York Times, and then partnering with Lunar Lounge. The people came out in droves. And I was one of the hundreds of people waiting outside, but it was totally worth it. They had a special food menu and a special cocktail menu. The Mod Air staff did the food, Lunar Lounge staff did the cocktails, and it was fabulous. My two favorite things, kind of the adventurous item I tried was the pork jowl satay. And so it was 2 little skewers that was grilled, and with pork jowl, it's just a really tender, kind of fatty meat with a peanut dipping sauce. Amazing. And then the other one, for less adventurous people, the pork lob tacos, which was basically like pulled pork on tacos, but it had all the lob seasonings and the fresh herbs on top, and then the salsa. It was incredible. And hopefully word on the street is some of those items might make an appearance on one of their Freestyle Fridays or just as a specialty moving forward. So I think every single Mod Air pop-up from now on, if you can be there, show up and come early.
Early, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Show up at 5. Yeah, Chef Jeff and his team do such a fantastic job on those pop-ups, and they're always so much fun. I've been to 2 of them, and Serena, my wife, and I still like talk about them like they were our favorite meals that we've had, because it's just so much fun, and you don't see it. So since you didn't get there early, did they run out of some items?
They ran out of one item, unfortunately. The cool thing was the hostess stand was outside for this, and they were pretty accommodating of any questions. So as soon as things started running low, they passed a menu through the line so you could see how many quantities. Okay. And so they were out of, I think, the trumpet mushroom satays, which was a bummer, but also if anything had to be out first, probably that was okay for me. Yeah. I was like, if I show up to the front of the line and the chicken wings are out, I am going to lose it. Plus, I was very hangry. But yeah, so I think they were pretty well prepared for a large crowd. Mm-hmm. And once we sat down, the food was out within minutes. And it was so good, so worth it.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like they were prepared, because if you waited for all that time, then they were pretty stocked. Like, so.
And I think they did a good job because they had you wait in line until you got on the wait list, where they could give you a more definitive kind of estimate of how long it would be. And at that point, then we ran across the street and got a drink and waited for it. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's not their first rodeo. They kind of have it down. And that's one of the things, the waiting kind of builds up the anticipation. But the fact that once you sit down and you order and you almost immediately get your food, it is a wonderful, like, feeling.
Yeah. The best was because we were slightly late as well, so they ran out of a few things. But you're waiting, the anticipation, then when you walk in, all those smells hit you, and you're like, oh, this is going to be fantastic.
Yeah. And their food smells so good. And you smell like it for like the rest of the night. But it's small price to pay, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, very small price to pay. But now let's talk about Restaurant Week.
Okay.
So... Well, I know you want to jump right in.
I want to jump right in. You let me know when.
So Fee is the current COO at the Downtown Oklahoma City Partnership.
That's right.
And she has been involved with the Regional Food Bank for the past 10 years or over 10 years, the current vice chair of the board of directors. And she and our other good friend of the pod, Stuart Hudson, from Edible OKC, are the co-chairs for Restaurant Week. So, okay, tell us all about it now.
Okay, yes. Stuart Hudson and I are the co-chairs. Oklahoma City Restaurant Week, benefiting the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma, is returning for a second year. It begins Tuesday, so if you're listening to this on Monday, Tuesday, March 7th through Sunday, March 12th. And we're back, and better than ever. We have 40 locally owned and operated restaurants participating, and they'll be offering meals or dishes at the price points of $20, $40, and $60. So you can head to the website, Restaurant Week OKC, and look it up by all the restaurants participating and their special menus that they're offering for just this week for OKC Restaurant Week.
And that's something that as soon as we saw each other, I kind of gave kudos to was the website. It is so well arranged, and you know exactly what everyone's going to offer. You can filter it by price point. You see their menus. You can really put it on your calendar and be like, okay, this is where I'm going to go and this is what I'm going to get. And I think the website is really good.
Thank you. I appreciate the feedback, and I will pass it back on to the food bank team. We also have to give a heads up to Stuart and his edible team, because if you scroll down to the bottom, there's also a map, and it lists all the restaurants who are participating.
That's
so if you
awesome.
kind of want to look at that as far as geography, because that's important, convenience, what you have going on that day, all of the participating restaurants are also mapped out.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Sophie, tell us, what are some of the places that you're most excited on visiting this week?
Well, I am very well prepared, because as I was driving back from out of town today, I was going through my calendar and setting up all my meal plans.
Yes.
So I'm
You
eating.
were on your phone while driving?
Well, my boyfriend was
I'm just
driving.
kidding.
I was deep in my phone. I made my grocery list for meal prep this week, and I made my lunch and dinner plans basically through Sunday. So Restaurant Week has lunch, brunch, and dinner offerings. So truly, starting on Tuesday, if you're diehard foodie and want to come out and support local restaurants and the food bank, you could eat out for Restaurant Week, lunch and dinner, basically through Friday, Tuesday through Friday, and then hit lunch and brunch if you wanted on Saturday and Sunday, and then dinner those nights too. Some of the things I'm most excited about, we have all of the Good Egg restaurants participating, and Heather Paul and her team at Good Egg were so well prepared. They started doing all of their promotion and food photography last week. So I have had their lobster pot pie from the Drake on my brain for over a week now. Yeah, check it out on Instagram if you haven't seen it, but that is what they're featuring. So lobster pot pie at the Drake, and I think it comes with dessert too.
Amazing. So we can expect some unique, like just this week, one time only features from these restaurants.
Absolutely. So they will be off menu items or a collection of some menu items with other special items. We have some lunch combos out there, prefix menus, something for everybody. The cool thing is within those 40 restaurants, we have everything from fast casual to fine dining, and they're located all throughout the OKC metro area, including Community Through Beer, another local restaurant group is participating. So they have the Joinery in Bricktown, or they have the Standard, their newer concept that opened in Norman, participating too.
Oh, that's awesome.
So okay, let me tell you. So lobster pot pie, that is on my list for sure. We're getting some girls together to celebrate a birthday, so we made a reservation for Tellers at the First National. They're doing a prefix menu, so that'll be great because we can all come in and kind of order the things that we want on their prefix options. Sedalia's is on my lunch plans, even though I'm going there for dinner on Friday because their feature is only a lunch feature. So excited to try that. Mader, speaking of Mader, they are participating, and they have a lunch special available for $20. I believe
that's one
chicken karaage, sticky rice, and then a drink for $20. So I'm going to knock that out. I haven't been to Rodizio Grill yet. It's the Brazilian steakhouse in Bricktown. Becky Chapman and her family own the Melting Pot and Rodizio Grill. And while those are concepts with various locations throughout the nation, they are locally owned by that family. So Rodizio Grill has a $20 brunch special for Saturday and Sunday where you can come in and get one of their, it's like a key lime lemonade that's so good, a dessert, and do their hot and cold salad bar.
Ooh, a key lime lemonade.
Ooh, I need to try that. Rodizio, is that how you pronounce it? I never knew how to pronounce it in English. In my head, I was
How do you pronounce it in Spanish?
Well, this may also not be the correct way. This isn't Bolivia. But we always say Rodizio. But
Maybe
Rodizio. They're always so fun,
well,
though.
I don't know which one sounds more exotic, the way you said it or I said it. I'll make sure to, if you go there, ask and we'll see.
I'll ask. I'll get that clarification. Hey, because it's a Portuguese or it's a Brazilian type of food, and so I don't really know how people over there would say it, but we'll find out.
Yeah,
but they're
we'll
always
find
so
out.
fun. I'm glad that they're participating too.
Yeah, they're wonderful and super involved within the community, Becky and her family. So we're excited for that. And the Melting Pot, another one I'm super excited about. Their menu hasn't gone live yet, but the Social Order Dining Collective is bringing in all their concepts.
Okay.
So we have the Jones Assembly. I mean, shout out to the
Yes.
Jones. Everything they do
Enough
is
said, right?
perfect. At Spark, next to Scissortail Park, and then Fuzzies also. So
Nice.
I'm gonna have to cram them in there sometime this week too.
Oh my gosh, you're going to be having multiple
I know.
lunches.
Thinking about it, I'm not even sure why I'm meal prepping this week because I'm pretty much eating out every meal. But it's just habit, I guess.
Yeah. Well, once you break the cycle, then you won't meal prep next week. So you just got to keep it going.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
It's like going to the gym. You skip a day. You're like, I'll be fine. I'll just start again tomorrow.
That's one of the fun things and what we're trying to accomplish here with Restaurant Week is Oklahoma City. We are so fortunate for all of the amazing restaurants and food options that we have. But sometimes I think just naturally as humans, we get in a rut. And you kind of go with what you're familiar with, or, you know, at the end of the workday or a lunch when you're ready to take a break, you don't really want to think. So we all go to the same places, right?
Yep.
But in order to continue to sustain this vibrant scene of different types of food and restaurants, you have to support them with your dollars. So
Yeah.
we were really excited about OKC Restaurant Week because we are kind of refining and have curated this selection of restaurants who are participating. And hopefully the website makes it easy, but you can just say, I'm going to do Restaurant Week for Tuesday, and then go on the website and kind of pick from options instead of having to kind of go from scratch. Or so just making it easy, making those options available, clear with the price points and everything, so people can either plan for it, or if they just know they want to support Restaurant Week because they remember seeing that billboard driving to work that morning, or if they're going on a date that night, head to the website and kind of come up with one of select, you know, whatever you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
Well, Faye, you're getting me really motivated to kind of prepare for this week now, because you're right. Like, I feel like a lot of times we kind of get a little involved in our own routines with work, school, whatever we have going on, family. And you're right, it is important to maybe get outside of our traditions and look for new places that have opened or places that we haven't been to in a while. So I'll definitely, after we record, we'll try to do that. Get on my calendar and then put a few places on there so that we
Awesome.
can visit this week.
Thank you. I can't wait to hear what you eat. I saw this trend on social media where people are trying to branch out. So they're dining through the alphabet. And so
Interesting.
they'll
Cool.
go A, B, C, and they'll work their way through the alphabet, but they'll go to a restaurant that starts with that letter that they haven't tried before. And I think some letters will probably be really tricky, but I think that's a great kind of intention to put behind like how you support restaurants and how you dine or hang out with your friends or, you know, eat with your family.
Yeah.
So that would be a good plan too. How I do it is lists. We always have an ongoing list. My boyfriend and I have things we really want to eat or we need to try. And oftentimes when we're like, oh, I don't know. What do you feel like? I'm like, go to the list. What is on there? And that's how we kind of knock those things out. Because I bet you could go, you went on a cruise and like 3 places opened.
Really?
No,
Probably.
yeah, 3 places open this past week. So I'm not even exaggerating, but the restaurant scene is constantly changing. So many new things. It's exciting. It's amazing. It gives us so many options. But I think just in today's world, you have to support the things you love with money to make sure that they stay around.
That's right.
So it's a good reminder.
Love is important, but money keeps it going, right?
For sure.
Money keeps it alive.
Money keeps it alive. And I mean, there are ways to support restaurants that you love and concepts that you love without spending $1.
Yeah.
It's telling your friends about it, posting reviews on, Yelp, Google, on the Facebook, giving recommendations. Just there are ways to support it without the dollars. But at the end of the day, the dollars matter because that gives these restaurants and restaurateurs and groups the ability to continue being creative and continue feeding us
And take
amazing
risks, right?
food, right?
Yeah. I mean, going back to this website, because I'm still in love with it, I love that it's broken up by price point. You can be like, okay, you know what? I'm feeling a little fancier today. I'm going to go for a $60 dinner. You know exactly where you can go. It is great. If you had to pick, and I know we just said we're going to go to all of them.
Yeah.
Right? But if you were going to pick one that you're like, I can't wait to try it.
Oh, I already said it, the lobster pot pie. But like most people, I think we eat with our eyes. So what I'm so excited about, I've been kind of out of pocket because I was traveling this weekend. I'm excited to hop on Instagram and Facebook and see these photos. And some of the pages, we have the photos of what they're offering. We try to keep that as updated as possible. And as you can see, a few restaurants are still submitting their menu items. But that's going to be the call to action. When you see something or you read a description and you're like, I have to eat that.
Yeah.
So that is one of my top things. I'm excited to see what the social order folks with the Jones is going to pump out. Rococo has been a great supporter of the food bank for many years. This is their second year to participate. And they did a little bit differently. If you go to their page, you can see they're within the realm of the $20 range because I think they have, is it three options? And what are the price points for them?
15, 16, and 16.
Yep. And so they have deep fried oysters and different dishes. So that's a good way to support.
It doesn't surprise me that you know all this stuff just off the top of your head.
I have been analyzing to try to come up with how I'm going to fit all these things in and exactly who I need to eat with where because they're picky, So.
See, you're such a nice host. You're like, you know what? I'm going to take other people's dietary restrictions in consideration. Yeah, so nice.
When the group is happy, I'm happy. So another thing that I was looking at, I like the prefix menus. I like how they're kind of mindless. Somebody makes choices for you, but they also give you an option.
Yeah.
That's why I have a deep love for wine dinners. We could talk about that a whole nother segment. But the wine dinner scene in Oklahoma City is crazy. And it's been on my to-do list to create a list of all the different concepts that have monthly or quarterly wine dinners. Because then you show up, the menu's fixed, the wine is fixed.
Yes.
And then you just basically show up and enjoy yourself and not have to make any decisions. But the prefix options on there, Vass looks amazing. You can't beat those views. They're $60, and then you get to pick options within the different courses. We're doing Tellers because that has a prefix menu. Stella has a really good prefix menu that I saw on there too.
I love prefix menus. I'm looking into Vasts right now. 6-ounce no-name strip.
There's nothing better than going out. I feel like the only times that I've gone out for a wine, a prefix menu pretty much is during holidays, like Valentine's Day or during the holidays. And sometimes too many options can be a little bit overwhelming and take time. But when it's already picked for you, you're just kind of going along for the ride and seeing what the chef and all these people behind the menu decided to put together. And there's a lot of thought that goes behind it, of course. And so you're experiencing something that a lot of people have been working on for a long time.
Yeah.
If you go back to Good Egg, all of their concepts that are participating, they're special dishes. So they have the lobster pot pie. I think Barrios has tamales. That's a special. I was looking... Mexican Radio, I think, had a birria burrito.
Ooh.
So that was also on my list. I was like, can I cram a burrito in for second lunch somewhere?
Yeah. Get it to go. Eat in the car.
Maybe get it to go.
But I love the creativity. That's the thing. A lot of we're so lucky because the chefs and restaurant owners that we have here, they are so creative. And Oklahoma City has the customer base that wants to try new things. Remember the Sandwichi
Yeah.
guys? They've
Yeah.
come now 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said that Oklahoma City was one of their prime beta testing locations because they like to kind of soft launch things here to see what the feedback is and how many people buy their dishes.
Yeah, because other than just their the sandwiches, they did a dinner concept here for a little bit as well.
Yeah,
So-
I missed that pop-up
I did
dinner
too.
with
I
Maud
did too,
Air.
yeah.
I'm so disappointed in myself. But they, in addition to the sandwiches, they had like the curly fries this year, and then they had a couple rice bowls too. And I did get to try one of those. I did the beef tongue one.
Nice.
It was
Ooh,
good.
delicious.
Yeah, it was really good.
And going back to the special items, if you're curious as to what a special item is, or if you can get this on a special menu, it says it on the website. When you go look at the place, it'll say special item. So if you're like, hey, I want to go try all the special items, you can kind of go through each menu, look for the special items, and go put those on your calendar.
So should we give a quick shout out to like what the website is so folks can go on and look it up?
Absolutely. RestaurantWeekOKC.com. We made it easy for you. So if you go there, you can pick or click on participating restaurants, and then those are the filters that Nabil was talking about, $20, $40, $60, or just show all. And it shows icons for all the restaurants participating. And then when you click on one, for instance, I'm clicking on Bar Cicchetti. It gives a description. If you scroll down, all of their information, their location, if they offer dine-in, takeout, their website, their hours. We really tried to make this easy for you guys.
I mean, and you did. And you did. I'm the type of person that was like, oh my God, this is like taking me too long to figure out or something, and I'll kind of exit out, which I feel like a lot of people might.
Yeah.
And I mean, you did.
So Bar Cicchetti is doing a $60 dinner option, and it's a cowboy ribeye. Listen to this. Cowboy ribeye, Palms Dauphine, za'atar carrot puree with a gorgonzola cream.
Whoa.
Man.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
One I'm excited about is Brielle's Bistro. So Brielle's had a Midwest City location, but then they relocated, and now you don't have to drive as far if you're at OKC, and it's just on South Meridian. And they have a bunch of different options. I think my boyfriend and I on Saturday are going to go play pickleball, and then we're going to head there because we are eyeballing the $20 po' boys for two. And you get either 2 shrimp, chicken, or catfish po' boys and a side.
Can't beat it.
Nice.
You
Yeah.
can't
So
beat
is it
that.
Yeah.
And Brielle's
is it Cajun food?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and they're locally owned. Kaylee Owen and her partner, and their food is amazing. Back in the day, they had a downtown location called Magnolia's Bistro,
Yeah.
RIP. We ate there all the time. So Brielle's is incredible, very community oriented as well, and they're participating.
Nice.
So I think that's the thing I'm super excited about. We have some fresh faces in this year's second iteration of OKC Restaurant Week. Chef D's Creations is new. Dolce Paradiso, the dessert shop, is participating.
Nice.
They make the best gelato and pastries and all of that stuff. El Coyote,
Yeah.
that's newer in the Britain district, is
Yeah.
participating. Let's see. Osteria is participating. Plant. I mentioned Rococo's.
Sun
then
Cattle Co., which is
Sun
one.
Cattle
Is that what?
Co. Oh my gosh. So I went there last week to drop off a poster for them. After work, it was like 5:30. I ran in, dropped off a poster, and was smelling the food. And then I ended up coming back an hour later and eating dinner there. He was like, wait, you look familiar. And I was like, yeah, I'm the poster lady. And he's like, you know
Coming
what?
back
I
for
know
more.
you've done this before. Because he was like, you dropped off a poster. You were short and sweet, but you're like, this is a poster. You guys are involved. And he was like, and I got everything there. This cannot go in the trash. My boss has to see this or I can't throw it away. And I was like, yeah, this is a poster because you all are participating. Hang this poster up.
Yeah.
They are so good. They're located in the West Village, Onion Burgers, and the whole diner has such a vibe. It reminds me of like Cattleman's, and just even down to like the chairs that you sit in, and the fact that they have all the squeeze bottle condiments. You should go. It's good.
Oh man, I'm making
got
like
their
this
onion
mental
rings.
list right now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
steak fingers. And we got the crazy burger with the hash browns on it. It was really good.
I'm really just realizing right now how amazing and how vibrant that the restaurant scene is.
Oh gosh.
We're
All
so
these-
lucky.
Yeah.
We're so lucky.
Really, seriously. Like,
Yeah.
you think about it, and you know, people pass over Oklahoma City a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and you just be like, dude, just look at it. just take a look at it.
Yeah. The food scene is
Yeah.
crazy. The craft beer scene, local coffee roaster scene, art, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're super like, can I tell you a little bit about the food bank?
No.
Yeah.
Time's up. No, yes, please tell
Okay,
us,
the food bank.
please.
The Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma serves 53 counties. And so located in Tulsa is another food bank, and we kind of split the entire state. So the food bank located here provides services to 53 counties, and some of them very
incredible.
rural parts too. And so we have a network of partners and food resource centers to distribute all of these food items. We stocking pantries and creating food boxes. In Hope's Kitchen within the food bank, they make basically like Lunchables and meals for seniors and children's that can easily just be heated up in the microwave. So the food bank does really, really critical work. And what we've seen with consideration to inflation and all of these other things is the need for food is higher than it's ever been. So the work that the food bank does is critical. And this is another way to support the mission of the food bank is Oklahoma City Restaurant Week. Also, if you're ever looking for a volunteer opportunity, whether it's with you and a friend or you and your 100 team work group, the food bank is the spot. You can come to the volunteer center and they will set you up packaging backpacks for the Backpack for Kids program. Or one day I had a really fun job. We had a huge pallet of frozen squash. And we all put on hairnets, and it was an assembly line, and you got to scoop out, weigh the squash, bag it, label it, seal it, and then send it off and package it in boxes to be sent off to all these various pantries and food resource centers. So that's my pitch for them. The work that they do is critical. So I guess kind of the tagline for OKC Restaurant Week is dine out, fight hunger.
Love it.
Dine out, fight hunger.
I want to say something real quick about the Regional Food Bank. When my husband and I go volunteer there at least twice a year.
Oh, awesome.
And just as an activity, we do it together, and we do it with his company as well. But they make it so easy to
do.
volunteer. I mean, you sign up, but then once you're there, they're so organized. And I love the assembly lines. When I see those, they put you in a spot, and it's so fun because you just have this one job, and then you just see it kind of unfold. You see it all come together. So we always kind of do those little boxes that they have like all the products in there. So, yeah.
Yeah, they
Love
are
it.
a well-oiled machine. And
sure.
Definitely.
the assembly line process is really fun because then you can also like trade jobs with somebody if if you're tired of being the sealer. I was like the final boxer, so I liked assembling the boxes and finishing the boxes. But yeah, well, thank you for volunteering.
Yeah.
It's a great place. It's such,
Yeah,
and like you said, such an important thing for every community, especially now with inflation too. The food is expensive.
Yeah, I didn't realize like a lot of people are one paycheck away from food insecurity, from not knowing how, they're going to feed themselves. And where it really hit home for me was I graduated from Putnam City West High School, and that was one of the first high school pantries that started through the Regional Food Bank. And I remember I was out of college in my career, and I worked with a coworker who also graduated from my high school, and he was like, we're trying to raise money for the football team. They had like 28 broken bones last season, and they found out it was because the teenage boys didn't have the nutrition that they needed. So the number of injuries went up. So the parents and the booster club was they did a golf tournament to raise funds to provide meals before every game. But then it was incredible that they were able to partner with the food bank and be one of the first schools to try having a pantry on site at a high school so that kids would be able to go get food and take it home with them.
That's incredible.
And so that kind of hit home for me because I was like, that was my school.
Yeah.
But being in high school, I probably had blinders on and didn't know what was going on.
I mean, most of
around
us
me.
do at that point, right? Yeah.
But it's a sad thing to think about. Like children, how can, we raise children to be leaders in the future when they're at school hungry or they're hungry on the weekends because they rely on the lunch meals provided.
Yeah.
So that's where those backpacks, have you ever packed one of the backpacks in the volunteer center?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, the backpacks are critical because the kids identified through school counselors on Friday get to pick up a backpack and take it home with them, and it supplements their food for the weekend. It's all in easy packages that little kid hands can open. So there's like beef sticks and applesauce and granola and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a great way to see firsthand how the time that you're putting in impacts people, because your hands building that backpack or building that box is going to go to a family or a household that needs it. So
I mean, it gives a direct impact to our own community.
For sure.
You know, a lot of times, sometimes we think about like, where can I donate money here? There's so many causes and so many issues that require our support, whether it's financial or direct action. But this is something that we can all do, and it directs our community directly.
Yeah, so you can go to rfbo.org to see more about volunteer opportunities or to pledge to give. But this week, we are asking you to
Just
dine
eat.
out, fight hunger, and go eat at these restaurants participating in Oklahoma City Restaurant Week.
Yeah, and I think last year I was reading these stats, was you raised about $80,000 through this, but we're able to provide 320,000 meals. So it's a huge impact.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like this one's even going to be
Even
I'm hoping
bigger,
it's going to be even bigger.
So we are on a good start in that direction, because with it being in the second year, we were able to get some sponsors too. So Bank of Oklahoma came in as the presenting sponsor. Love's Travel Stops and CCSA Insurance also came in. So we've been able to build some great corporate partnerships with this whole Restaurant Week program to get sponsorships that way. But then the restaurants who are participating will be donating a proceed of sales. And what we really want to is just more awareness and advocacy that food insecurity exists in Oklahoma. So doing all that while we're also equally supporting these locally owned and operated restaurants.
Yeah.
Two birds, one stone.
Exactly.
Right.
I was just thinking you're achieving so many things just with this one action.
Yeah.
Going out, supporting regional food bank, but then also discovering some new places
Yeah.
you've not been to.
And it's like you said, it's like raising awareness, right? I know we said we had blinders on in high school, but we just necessarily weren't aware.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
at
the end of the day, we don't know what we don't know.
Exactly.
And oftentimes it's not going to be on your radar until if you think like, I just don't know anybody. And maybe it's because you haven't asked, but these people are your neighbors, the elderly, kids. And so it's, if you go to the food bank, you can read the statistics. It's pretty incredible. And I just know through like friends and family, food is so important. It's essential, you know? So it's one of the needs that has to be met before anybody can get out of whatever situation they're in.
Exactly.
So.
right. Yeah. And food insecurity isn't necessarily like the person saying, hey, I'm hungry. There's so many people that are just food insecure. So I think it's a fantastic organization to support. And one of my favorite memories from working there is we were sorting oranges. And, it's part of the thing. One of the oranges was moldy. And you're probably not supposed to do this, but we were like kind of tossing into each other, being like, here, you take that one. But it's apart from being super organized and super easy to volunteer at, it's also a lot of fun.
Definitely.
It's
So,
super fun.
yeah.
They play loud music.
Yeah, it's a party.
It is a party.
Yeah.
It is a party.
Man, I'm so excited for this week. What a week to be back. I'm so glad I wasn't gone this week.
And I'm so glad it's a Sunday. We still have a few hours to plan our week, so we're going to get on that website.
And we're excited to start it on a Tuesday also. First of all, a lot of locally owned restaurants might be closed on Monday, but also the ones that are open, this gives them an opportunity to kind of get set and be ready. So Restaurant Week, Tuesday through Sunday, March 7th through 12th.
Done.
Put it on your calendar, guys.
Done. Fee, anything else about Restaurant Week or Food Bank or yourself or food or life?
I don't know. We covered a lot. This has me thinking too, like what meals do I have left? What other? I think the thing is just, I would refer, if you're going to support Oklahoma City Restaurant Week, go to the website.
Yeah.
That's where all the information is. It's up to date. It shows everybody's hours because everyone is a little bit different. The thing that is cool is like some of it is only lunch specials. So make sure you kind of know the information. We don't want to disappoint anybody.
Yeah.
And that's why we tried to make it as clear as possible.
Yeah.
But some of the restaurants are still submitting their menu items. It should all be up by Tuesday. So stay tuned. But those are all the players for Oklahoma City Restaurant Week this year.
Yeah. So what was it? OKCRestaurantWeek.com?
RestaurantWeekOKC.com.
Scratch that. RestaurantWeekOKC.com. Go check it out. Go support all these places and support the food bank. That is a surprisingly efficient organization because it said something like 94 cents or 92 cents of each dollar raised goes towards fighting food insecurity and hunger. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, huge impact.
Yeah,
Definitely.
big impact. So
That's pretty efficient, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
like
what
I
can
said,
you...
they are a well-oiled machine. It has been a privilege to be involved with them for so many years. Okay, one last pitch for the food bank. If you want to be more involved, obviously come volunteer, go online, sign up to donate. But also they have different programs. We're always looking for committee members. We're always looking for board members. And then they also have young professionals program. So, oh my gosh, I just blinked. But if you're a young professional and you want to learn more about the work that the food bank does, you can go onto the website and Leadership Council. Gosh, I am getting old. Leadership Council is what the young professional program is. So you can go on there, apply, and be part of a class. It is an annual program, and they come in and you attend these different classes, meet other young professional individuals who have an interest in the food bank or learning about food insecurity, and they kind of teach you everything about how they operate. And it sets you up to be an advocate for food insecurity in the community. And it's a pipeline in how we kind of get younger people to be involved so that they can be a future leader as a committee member or as a board member too.
That's
great.
incredible. Man, they really are a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got their hands on supporting the community, but then also helping people grow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
their team is incredible. So if you want to learn more, you can always hit me up directly. takeabiteok@gmail.com, and I will set you up with a tour or set you up with whatever food bank information you need.
Yeah, that's something we didn't really touch upon. Fee with Take a Bite, okay.
Yeah.
But we will talk all about that in another episode. But yeah.
And if you follow my Instagram, I'm sure I'll be eating out a lot and posting all about it.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
If you don't
that.
already follow her, go find her, Fee, like at Take a Bite OK on Instagram. And I think you guys also have a TikTok.
So we are pretty active on Instagram and Facebook. I tried the TikTok thing. It didn't. I got a couple posts out. It didn't really stick with me. I think
it's hard keeping up
I'm
with
too
it.
old.
Me too. Wait,
Too many different things, like little dances and things. Yeah.
But I do make reels on Instagram.
Nice, nice.
Can I sign up for that leadership program, or am I too old?
I think it's
Oh,
up
the
to
young
35.
Okay.
Like,
Do we want to
Actually,
reveal
I'm
how
like-
we are though?
Yeah.
I mean, if I wanted to do it, it'd be
Yeah,
right now.
let's connect about that.
Yeah.
But also, we're always looking for committee members too. So come volunteer. You can express your interest to be on a committee, and that's a great pipeline into board leadership.
That's incredible.
So the great thing about our board of directors, it truly is a diverse group of people from people representing partner agencies, different community organizations, because food insecurity impacts so many different types of people, and we want to make sure we have all the right voices and perspectives at the table.
That's awesome. Well, sign me up.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll chat after.
I've committed on air now.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do that. I'm going to delete that part. Well, again, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
On a Sunday.
yeah, Fee, it was so nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
So nice to meet you. Excited to continue to chat more.
Yes. And for everyone out there, follow Fee at Take a Bite OK. Follow the food adventures for Restaurant Week and beyond. Go to
RestaurantWeekOKC.com.
There it is.
For all the information.
And while you're at it, follow us as well at OKC Foodcast on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
Because we don't do the TikToks either. And I know it's not TikToks, okay? But don't hate me for that.
We're in our 30s, okay?
Yeah, this is our first episode back. We will be releasing episodes on a periodic series approach. So we're going to change our format a little bit, but subscribe to the podcast so you know when the next episode is out.
There you go. And thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah.
Set your calendars for Restaurant Week.
That's right.
Dine out, fight hunger, March 7th through the 12th.
And eat well and be happy.